You are welcome back to the channel. This is your brother Lawrence. And if you could remember, in 2023 and 2024, I shared with you stories and videos about some SDA churches that got burned, probably by some individuals, because many of the church members actually thought that some individuals were behind the burning of those church buildings. In 2023, the Basaker SDA Church in Canada got burned. In 2024, the Spencerville SDA Church in the US got burned. Friends, the same 2024, in that same year, the Exchange SDA Church, friends, in Jamaica also got burned. Now, in this year, 2025, there is another news. Friends, there is a news that one of our churches in Saint Lucia got burned just a few days ago. I think 3 days ago. So I asked myself, what is really happening? Why are they taking our churches down? Friends, let us go and watch the story of the church in Saint Lucia. Very, very sad story. It just happened few days ago, friends, few days ago. Let's watch it.
It pains me because that's where I go to church. It grieves my heart to see what happened there.
A shocking incident in the rural community of Choiseul, where a Seventh-day Adventist church, a cornerstone of its community, was completely consumed by fire Tuesday night. The circumstances surrounding the blaze have raised immediate questions, with church officials describing suspicious events that preceded the devastating inferno. The church, which has been a spiritual home for members, now stands in ruins. The profound grief felt by congregants is palpable. Details emerging suggest a prior attempt to set the church ablaze just hours before the destructive fire.
Approximately 9:45 p.m. last evening, I received a call that someone was attempting to set the church on fire. The person had a chair which they put on fire and put the chair to rest on the door of the church. But the person who saw that threw the chair away and made mention to me. I contacted my mom, who has the key for the church. But since the chair was thrown away, they thought that was the end of it. But this morning we woke up to the church being completely demolished by the fire.
Pastor Roger Stephen, president of the Saint Lucia mission of the Seventh-day Adventist Church, expressed deep distress upon receiving the news.
It was a very disturbing call this morning by the pastor of the church, Pastor Jeremiah Fevrier, when I received the call that he got news that the church was burnt down completely last night. Apparently he would have received a message early this morning, and of course we came up, Sister Daisy, myself, as administrators. We are here just to assess and to take some photos, and to look at what is happening, and also to encourage the members. Some of them are here on site, just to encourage them and to, of course, pray with them.
Despite its long-standing presence, the church was only formally dedicated a little over 2 years ago. The devastating loss is acutely felt by the church community.
Of course, this is the church that was built about 25 years ago. And in spite of the fact that it started so long ago, it was dedicated in December of 2022 and has a membership of about 100. It serves the church here in Fayette and Choiseul, the environs, and we don't know what happened, but I must say it is a devastating news for us as a church community, the Seventh-day Adventist Church. The members here, they are still here and are devastated.
The circumstances surrounding the fire are under active investigation by authorities. However, church officials have noted several suspicious anomalies at the scene that strongly suggest arson.
We don't know, but we can see certain signs that are very questionable as to whether this would ever have been a natural fire. Because I was just pointed that the water meter was totally detached, uprooted from the ground and thrown on the other side of the road. Some plants that was kind of away from away from the building were uprooted, at the side of the building and thrown closer to the building so that they could have gotten really burned down. And we also have a sign, I think, that was destroyed. So much was done there. I don't know what would have propelled or what would have happened. We cannot say. The police have come this morning and they have taken their reports, done their investigations, and the fire service would have been there to try to, put out the fire. So it is very, very bad news. This is the first time this is happening in the history of the Adventist Church in Saint Lucia, and we are deeply, deeply saddened by it. But this is where we are. We are going to be doing our own report to send to the higher organization as well. But we have informed the president of our higher organization and the entire administration as well. So here we are, just trying to see how we can meet with the members, trying to do some debriefing with them, praying with them, and just to encourage them as we move forward.
Police and fire services have launched investigations into the incident. Church leaders are providing support and debriefing to the deeply affected congregation. Joachim Duplessis, HTS News Force.
Someone was behind that, I believe, and according to the video, friends. I think this is becoming too much. That is my personal thoughts. The burning of SDA church building across the globe is becoming too much. Friends, it even goes back to 2021. You can just go and find out for yourself on Google. Check starting from 2021. And you will see the number of SDA churches that have been burned down. What is going on? Why is the church being attacked by the devil? Friends, so I would like you to share this video to raise awareness on the rise of the burning of SDA church building, so that church members would understand and know what is really going on and find ways to protect their properties, their church properties. When you read Revelation chapter 12, verse 17, the Bible says something that I want to share with you concerning some of these things that are taking place in the end time. And friends, let us go to the Bible and see what it has to say. Revelation chapter 12, verse 17. And the dragon was enraged with the woman, and he went to make war with the rest of her offspring, who keep the commandments of God and have the testimony of Jesus Christ. Let us keep praying for God's church. They burned down the church building, but they did not burn down the church. The church constitutes the people and not the building. So they would be able to burn down the buildings, but they would never be able to burn down the church, which is the people. I want to do this. Anytime a church gets burned, I think SDA churches, I ask for donation for that church, friends. And I want to do the same for the church in Saint Lucia. So if you are watching me and you would like to support the church in Saint Lucia, friends, you have a link in the description. Your donation will go straight to Saint Lucia. So when you click on the link, you're going to see this, all right? Saint Lucia Mission of SDA. And you want to scroll down. Yes, you're not going to pay tithe, you're not going to pay offering, you're going to support a church that got burned in Saint Lucia. So you scroll down to the last part where you have other. Please specify. All right. So you put the reason for your donation right there to support the church in Saint Lucia that got burned, and you have the town of the church right on your screen. So you put it in. All right. You put that in so that you would be specific. And also you put your amount, all right, the amount in. You put the amount in there and you proceed to donate. So friends, this is all that I have to share with you today. Let us keep praying for the church. Let us keep praying for one another. Let us hold fast our faith, because the time in which we are is not good. We are in the end time. Friends, thanks for watching. See you again. God bless.